Hello everyone, hope you're having a fantastic Saturday. Today we're going to be doing more 5.1 MSQ. I think it's cute how a lot of the NPCs, if you're standing near them, will just look at you, like Alphanote is doing. I find, at least for Alphanote, it's kind of cute slash endearing. Because, like, he's kind of your little brother throughout this entire story. You get to watch him in the beginning trying to do what he thinks is right, and then getting knocked down and humbled, realizing that his ideals are not realistic. But then you get to watch him and help him stand back up at the beginning of Heaven's Ward, and then we see him continue on and be the alpha node that we know. Anyway, last week, I believe for MSQ, Grahatia said that we needed to go and find this. I forget what they're called. They're the dog fae creatures. We needed to go and find this reclusive one, and then we went and did. I forget what the dungeon's called. What's it called? Not that button. We went and did the Grand Cosmos, and then we manipulated him by giving him dog commands. It does not sit with me very well. And what else did they use? They used dog commands to like manipulate him. Anyway, let's continue on and start off by talking with Alphanote here. A welcome guest. Alphanote looks just about ready to leave you behind. We mustn't dally here any longer, Brillian. If Becklug is to hear the truth of our travails in the first, you of all people should be present. Okay, let's head on back to the Crystarium. Oops, that's not the Crystarium. Wonder how much 5.1 we'll get through today. I don't know exactly how many quests there actually are, or I think there are 10 quests, but how long are each of those going to be? We did the first one or two last time just by getting through the Grand Cosmos, but this time I don't have to leave early, or I don't have to make sure to leave on time. Anyway, hopefully this is voiced. Also, I finally sat down and, like, tried to get some good compression settings on this mic. Hopefully it sounds pretty good. I also lowered the game audio because last time I still felt like it was way too loud. And I would prefer it to be too quiet versus overpowering. Or versus overpowering my voice. Anyway, let's see how the dog guy takes it.
Sorry? You mean to tell me not only that the return of night was your doing, but that you hail from another world as well?
Well, yeah.
Everything we told you, of the source, the shards, the 7 umbral calamities, all of it is true. I realize how fantastical it sounds, and I would not blame you for doubting our testimony. But given your expertise, you must surely have noted the peculiar nature of their souls.
Any other time and I would have dismissed your stories as balderdash and flummery. But upon closer inspection, 'tis plain their souls are far denser than is normal, and that they do not possess true bodies.
Balderdash and flummery. So British.
Save you. Your body is your own. And your soul is the densest of them all.
What does he mean by dense?
As I said before, were it not for their heroism, the skies over Norvrant would still be awash with light, the realm yet at the mercy of Ffxiv and the Sin Eaters. After all they have done for our home, seeing them safely back to their own, it seems the very least we can do.
Your tale is intriguing. Yes, very intriguing indeed. Simply to hear it is fitting payment in itself. As for your friends, I can but agree. Their valorous deeds on behalf of Norvrant are deserving of recognition, of their own fitting payment.
You will help us then?
I will. I would see my knowledge put to good use for a change.
That's right, he got burned by sharing and helping.
I do have one condition, however. I am not the spry young Numo I once was. As such, I will require assistance in my fieldwork and testing.
Of course. There's gonna be a ton. That's how you get more quests.
It would be our pleasure. We'll be laboring for our own benefit after all.
Stoic nod. Oh, nope, no nod. Stoic head turn. Right, they're called Numo. That's what they're called. Yeah, so this person, or this Numo, got burned in the past by helping the person that ended up being their enemy and, like, killing a bunch of people, which is why they were so reclusive and reluctant to help others. Contrary to how Numo normally act, where they're always so eager to help another person. Anyway, let's talk to Becklug. You have spun quite a tale, but tell me, have you given any thought as to how you might return to your world? White Arcite, you say? An intriguing proposition, but one which fails to account for the present state of their souls. They have become highly charged, likely as a consequence of having maintained tangible forms for so long. In such an energetic, unstable state, there is no telling what might happen to their souls within the Arcite. They could very well become immutable to transference, never to be restored to their bodies. Then, would it be possible to force our souls into a state of dormancy prior to transference? In theory, yes, but the soul is not a candle to be snuffed out and relit on a whim. Well, that sounds ominous. What exactly would rendering our souls dormant entail? In order to maintain a corporeal form, your souls constantly draw aether from your surroundings. This process must be halted, and the resulting surfeit of aether removed. What's that mean? Probably excess or something. To feed or supply to excess satiety or disgust. Okay, that's about what I thought. Your minds would ultimately be separated from these faux bodies of yours, rendering you incapable of interacting with the world around you. A cruel fate under normal circumstances, but one which will rectify upon your return home. Leaving lifeless husks, like our poor souls at the inn at Journey's Head, corrupted by the Sin Eaters. Their aether made stagnant by the light. Corrupted. Stagnant. Oh, I see where this is going. We're gonna actually, this new Mo is gonna want to go over there and take a look at them. And then we're gonna figure out more about how we can help the people that have been corrupted by the light. At least I think that's where we're going with this. Let's see what actually happens. Might I see these unfortunate individuals? Why, do you think you might be able to help them? I might, or I might not. But I shan't know for sure until I have seen their condition firsthand. Then I would be glad to take you to them, on the understanding that you won't do anything which might increase their suffering. It was my faith in man I lost, not my compassion. Well, I see no need for all of us to accompany you. While you escort our guests to the inn, I will assist Urianger in creating the requisite auracite. I believe my talents would be better applied to that endeavor as well. Might I leave the three of you to assist Bekalug as necessary? Let us make for Amarang, then. Yeah, okay, that's where I thought we were going with this. And let's head over to Amarang, and let's see if we can help those people at the whatever. What was the place called again? One of the people, Final Fantasy XIV people that I watch, recently did that portion, and they got like, what's the right word? They were impressed by the dark scene with the melting face. Oh, that's Calusia. I want the other person. And like how good. I actually did Alpha Node's quest first. I don't think I streamed that. But I did Alpha Node's quest first, and then I did Alizé's quest. I think I did stream Alizé's. No, I'm not sure. Those VODs are lost to the Twitch. Lost to the past of Twitch, or whatever you want to call it. Because I wasn't saving and uploading them to YouTube at that point. Yeah, Halric, that's the kid's name, and the rest of them over here. Let's talk to Alizé first. I like to talk to a lot of the surrounding NPCs first, because they usually have some interesting stuff. Some of them have some interesting stuff to say. Beklug told me they wished to meet the worst afflicted, Halric. There are times when I swear there's something he wants to tell me. If only he could form the words. Having broken Light's stranglehold on the first, I would like to believe they will one day recover. Yet, I fear that day may not come soon. This is Halric, is it? Yes. His etheric balance leans perilously towards the light. Towards stasis. What do you suppose will happen to him? Not too bright, are you, boy? The same as all poor souls corrupted by the light. He will become a sin-eater. You don't know that. We've defeated the Wardens and banished the light from the sky. Halric was completely unresponsive before, but now... Mumble. Then perhaps there is yet hope. If I may, there is a treatment I wish to administer to the patients. What sort of treatment? In the course of my studies of the soul, I once created a tonic which could temporarily stimulate the aether in one's body. After some refinement, it came to be used by the Knights of Vobert. Then, for a far darker purpose. Lest it fall into the wrong hands, I swore never again to make it. But for their sakes, I will break that oath. It is not like the reverse of the stagnation. It is not like to reverse the stagnation, mind you, but it should offer some measure of relief. Alright, so, okay, we're gonna talk to each one of them and administer the tonic. Wonder if it'll actually help. Dot. Totten stares blankly at you. It would seem the tonic has had no effect. What is this? Warmth. I feel it in my chest? Oh, that actually had some effect. Let's see how it affects this person. I feel warm, and my legs, they don't feel as heavy. That seems to have an effect on some people. Now then, have you noticed any change in the patients? Notable rise in body temperature and increased motor function, in most of the patients, at least. The more severely afflicted show no response. As I feared, then. 'Tis true that with restoration of night, the corrupting influence of the light will no longer grow, and yes, their bodies will naturally return to equilibrium, given time. But this holds true only for their corporeal ether. Their incorporeal ether, that of the soul, is not so easily mended. Which is why those in the later stages of corruption, like Halric, appear unaffected by your tonic. Precisely. The boy's soul is too far gone. His mind held together by the finest of threads. There is a chance he may one day recover, of course, but it could take years, decades even. By the gods, he could wake to find himself an old man. A fine reward for his persistence, the opportunity to mourn the life he never had a chance to live. No, there must be something we can do. Yep, that's Alize. Look, I realize this is not why we petitioned your aid, but do you think it possible we can find a way to hasten their recovery? Maybe. Nor do I think it impossible that in treating them, we might learn something of relevance to your own predicament. I could pick the food and, like, pick one that I might actually use, but I know I'm going to forget to use it, and then it's just going to sit in my inventory and be sold for a trivial amount of gil. So it's better for me to just take the 1,000 gil and then buy whatever food I need with it. Yeah, I can see how saving them might actually help us. So we need to learn more about the soul, specifically even more about soul, which is why we ended up petitioning this person's aid. And through experimenting / learning about these people and figuring out how to repair their souls, we may be able to learn more about how we can transfer all of theirs back to their bodies in the source. Anyway, good for the soul. Big Lug is ready to speak of the metaphysical. I suspect the Crystal Exarch has told you of my past, that I was once a mage of the royal court of Vobert, and that soulcraft was my field of study. The tonic you administered to the patients here is one of the fruits of my labors. I hope to do great things for the kingdom. Hoped, past tense. But in the end, my knowledge brought only suffering. A plague the like of which none had ever seen. In the hands of unscrupulous men, what should have been my greatest triumph instead became my greatest shame. You mustn't dwell on the past, and now you have a chance to redeem yourself. At least the Warrior of Light brought those responsible to justice. Yeah, you mustn't dwell on the past. Keep moving forward. I know that only too well. Alas, the knowledge we require is steeped in such bitter memories. But let us return to the task at hand, finding a means by which we might revitalize these peoples in corporeal ether. Do you think it can be done? Were the sky still ablaze with primordial light, I would call it an exercise in futility. But now we may have a chance. The method I have in mind will entail the conjuring of a familiar. They are able to amplify the energies poured into them, making them the perfect conduit for the aether revitalizing magics we will ultimately employ. If you're about to launch into a lengthy explanation of the metaphysics of your plan, don't bother. I'd rather get on with doing whatever it is that needs to be done, if that's all the same to you. That's very Alizé. Whatever reagents must be procured or spells invoked, I'll do it. I admire your spirit. Very well. Your first task will be to gather the necessary materials. The purest of waters and finest of clays, as well as a fey lantern brimming with pixie magic. If you're convinced the resulting familiar could help the patients, fine. Alpha Node, the water and clay will be simple enough, but I think you know what we'll have to do to get the lantern. You don't mean. The pixies took quite a liking to us before. If we humor them with our company, I'm sure they'll be willing to help us. Oh no. ... Fine. We'll pay a visit to Ilmeg, though I never thought you would be the one to suggest going back there. I'm impressed you've been there at all, let alone befriended the Fey folk. Oh, while you're about it, seek out the Numo of Pla and Knee. They will be able to supply you with the water suitable for our needs. Right, let's get this over with, shall we? There still remains the matter of the clay. Might I prevail upon you to find it? Well, I need something to do. Looks like they've got the water and the Fey Lantern taken care of. Speak to Becklug. Clay from Amarang would likely be best. Know you anyone who might be able to assist us? Can't we go to the west side and see, talk to those miners? Yeah, we can just talk to the miners at Twine. Ah, yes. They will be able to point you in the right direction, I am sure. While you and the twins are occupied, I will see if there is aught else I can learn of the stagnation which afflicts the people here. Nope, let's fly on over there. Let's just teleport. It's like FC, I forgot on Saturdays they do reduced rates. So I can just get my discount. Anyway, let's talk to Magnus. Wait, Magnus is their leader. Brilliant. Well, what a coincidence. You've come at a good time. We've just this moment finished preparing the Talos and trolley you lot took to Nabatharang. The trolley was no trouble, but the Talos would have been another matter, had we not had a visit from Master Chai. He offered us a share of the leftover building materials from the Daedalus Stoneworks, as well as a few trade secrets to help us along. Clever man, that China's. He seemed pretty keen on the ideas I had for putting the giant Talos to work. Like a giant trolley, but Magnus still refuses to see all the good we can do with it. Yeah, this guy's still weird. He has such an obsession with trolleys. You're entitled to your dreams, Yerk. But that doesn't mean you can go harassing our guests with them. Master Chai was just being polite. And something tells me Brilliant here didn't come all the way to talk about trolleys. What is it you need, friend? I see. And this familiar requires clay from Almarang? Well, look no further. If anyone can find some top-quality clay, it's us. Saying that, it isn't exactly a comedy nowadays, but there must be some lurking around somewhere or other, waiting to be dug up. If I'm not mistaken, there was a time when they used to take clay from Mount Biron mines to make adobe bricks. Place is swarming with coyotes now, but if you're after the good stuff, you could do worse than to look there. Alright, let's go check out that place. So, where is that? Okay, over there. So we gotta go and find the, let's see, what was this place again? So they used to have clay here, and now we gotta go and see if there's any left. I finally actually wrote a decent Twitter bio. Because I just had a goofy quote that I had come up with, like, years ago. It's not really goofy, I still like the quote. It's just, I wanted to put my social media links. And, with the social media links, actually that quote took up the entire Twitter bio. Oh, what is it, 160 characters or something? Oh, apparently it's just that easy to find clay. There's another. And then we'll pick up the third one. There it is. Then I'm gonna fly around for a second, see if I can find the other, however the heck you say this, forest hostess. Oh, well, of course there's gonna be an enemy. It would be too easy if it wasn't. They also did say that it was filled with coyotes. Oops, wrong button. And whatever. Not like I need to be perfectly optimal with this. It's just normal content. Yep, there we go. That bird. Alright, let's fly. Let's just teleport. Yeah, teleport back to... Right, in at Journey's Head. That's what it is. I just noticed there's a zone exit over here that we haven't unlocked yet. Are we going to be doing that next? Anyway, I've got the clay, and they hopefully have the lantern and water. That had better be the only thing we need from the Pixies. If I have to endure one more prank, so help me gods. The Pixies were constantly confusing me with Alizé. In jest, I assume. I mean, it's not as if we look that much alike. We, don't look that much alike, do we? I mean... Honestly, even when they were wearing the same outfits, it was really easy to tell them apart. But I think that's intentional. Anyway, let's talk to Becklug. The twins have returned, and in one piece at that. I was convinced the Pixies would turn at least one of them into a garden ornament, but no. You have the clay, I take it? Yep, right here. Wonderful. We need but combine the clay and the water, then heat the mixture with the Fey lantern. After that, it will be a simple matter of settling upon a suitable form, and performing the necessary incantation. Becklug, I have a question. In the event we had need of this spell and you weren't around, would it be possible to form for another to perform the incantation? Assuming they possessed the requisite skill, yes. Halric and the others have suffered so much, and I swore to do everything in my power to save them. If there's a chance that this spell could do that, I would be the one to invoke it. Mayhap you should be the one to do so. A deep understanding of the subject's physical state, combined with a strong desire to help them, can drastically increase the magic's effect, and you are plainly more familiar with these people than I. I dare say that there are few in all of Novront who are more dedicated to finding a cure. Is that not so, Brilliant? Absolutely, she's the best woman for the job. Very few, but if aught should go awry, I'll see what I can do. Nah, we'll just be nice. She is #1 simp after all. I'll give it my all, for Hollerok, for Testhine. Then we are all of a mind on the matter. Alize shall be the one to conjure the familiar.
Let us begin. I trust you've prepared the clay?
Big ol' hunk.
Very good. Now, I would have you sculpt for me a porksy.
What?
Plump, with floppy ears and a short curly tail.
Why?
A porksy. I think I know what you mean.
Right, has she seen a porksy?
There we are. How's that?
No.
Well, it is certainly creative. There's no denying that.
Do you have a death wish, Alphanode? I love how
Yes,
concerned.
I'm an artist. Very funny.
Yeah, because he's an artist, that's right.
Pay him no mind, child. Though it may look like a grotesque parody of reality, it is what the invoker believes that matters.
Trying to do a commentary on art.
You're not helping.
But I speak the truth. If successful, this incantation will turn imagination into reality. Which is why the only thing of import is what you believe this figure embodies. You must focus. Hold the Porksy's image steady in your mind's eye.
This sounds like the creation similar to the creation's magic
Now
we saw in...
as I taught you, relax and allow your energies to flow.
in Amarat.
With flesh of clay I bid thee rise, on wings of dreams to touch the skies. What once was idle fantasy, I call forth to reality.
Wait, what?
Not bad for a first attempt. Now, let us see what can be done for young Halric.
Wait, so what are we gonna do with the clay?
Through the operation of the magics you invoked to animate this familiar, it is now replete with the energies required to stir the boy's soul. You need but give it a name, and it will do as your heart desires.
A name. All right, I've decided. Now. Go, Angelo!
You can move a bit back from the mic, kid.
Mother,
That didn't last very long. But it does prove that we can kind of at least sort of temporarily repair it. The girl's resolve is quite impressive. One might almost think she drew strength from another. I wonder who that could be. Why, the 12! Though it was only for a moment, he spoke! There may yet be hope for these people. Oops. I believe it did. You and your fledgling familiar have done well. If my eyes do not deceive, a hint of color has returned to his soul. Gods, I would jump for joy if I wasn't so exhausted. We're so close now, Halric. As you are even now in the process of discovering, this magic asks much of the invoker. What you may not have realized is that the same is also true of the subject. As such, we must proceed with caution. However, with further treatment, I have the utmost confidence the boy will make a full recovery. Observing the reanimation of his stagnant soul had been most enlightening. I will need time to put my theories to the proof, but I believe I can fashion a spell to produce the opposite effect. That is, to induce stagnation, because that's what we needed, so that we can induce the stagnation for our friends, so that we can put them inside the white aura site and take them back to the source, thus enabling our safe transport back to the source via aura site. Yes, Alphino, that's exactly what I just said. A thought occurred to me about this treatment. Betlug said when the soul is rendered dormant, the mind is separated from the body, that a person becomes incapable of interacting with the world around them. Does that not sound a lot like some of the tempered back in the source? Oh. She's gonna try and apply this to that kobold. I forget his name. Not really. It is the fate of most tempered to become slaves to primals, save in a handful of cases. Or am I missing something? Yes, you're missing something, you log-headed brother of mine. Sounds like something she would say. If I can master this technique, the art of revitalizing the soul, I know of at least one in the source who could desperately use such treatment. Gabu, that's it. That's the kobold's name. Exactly. His condition is uncannily similar to Halrick's, is it not? The only difference being that his soul was suffused with the earth-shapen aspect, aether instead of light. It follows that if his soul is subject to a similar kind of stagnation, there may be a chance we can save him, right? Forgive me, but who is this Gabu fellow of whom you speak? You see, there's this kobold. I see. His condition sounds similar. Does sound similar. Yet there is much and more about the soul that remains unknown even to me. I say this not to discourage you, to understand, but to remind you that this is delicate work we do here. Work requiring patience. Of course. And as long as there is hope for the patients here, I will devote whatever time is needed to see this through. But I refuse to spend that time in idleness. If it's all the same to you, I'd like to stay here with Angelo and continue with their treatment. The two of you should return to the Crystarium with Becklug and see if you can't make some headway with their newly positioned theories, newly posted theories. I would tell you the rest first, but I see you are not to be convinced. The fire of youth. Let us return to the Crystarium, then. Finally, I found you! Oh, Kaishir. Let's see if I unlock his custom deliveries. Or is that in 5.2? There's been trouble back in Yulmore. Lady Chai is beside herself, sighing, pacing, the whole lot. Near enough begged me to go and find you. Sighing and pacing, you say? It must be urgent. Okay. I take it I will be returning to the Crystarium alone. Go on, then. It's not as if I have anything for you to do. Thank you, Becklug. Sorry for bothering you and all that, but she says the future of Yulmore is at stake. Sure. Well then. Yeah, actually, let me check real quick. I want to see if I unlock his custom deliveries from 5.2 or 5.1 or 5.2. Okay, it's 5.1. Does that mean you did my custom deliveries for this week already, but I've maxed out all of my custom delivery NPCs. And it'd be nice to get a new one to use my weekly custom deliveries on. Also, I've already maxed it. I actually finished maxing out all my skills. I don't remember if I said that last week or not. I think I did it last week. It was that I was, yeah, I think I did mention it on stream. Anyway, Omnicrafter, by the way. Let's talk to Kaishir and head on over to Yulmore. Nowhere to turn. Kaishir is anxious to see you and Alphanode back to Yulmore. Lady Chai's up in the parlor. Best not to keep her waiting, eh? Yeah, you probably shouldn't. Let's see. I have to actually take the... Oh, there we go. I was looking at the Tempest, not Yulmore. Teleport on over there. Oh man, this song. Just want to listen to it for a second. Okay. First, let's talk to Kaishir. It was the folks over at the Crystarium that told me you'd be down at Journey's Head. And luckily for me, you still were. Running around after people's tiring work. Well, not here seems out of the ordinary, though I do not see Lady Chai anywhere. Probably pacing around outside again, staring off into the distance and all that, sighing. Strange. Let's see if we can find her and discover the source of her distress. It's probably going to be something goofy, but then end up turning into something very, very serious. Yep, there she is. Ma'am, it's raining. You should come inside.
Oh, thank heavens you're here.
Lady Chai, whatever is the matter?
I just wanted to see you.
I knew not where else to turn. Oh, this is all too much for my poor heart to bear alone.
And what is it gonna be?
Alone? What of Master Chai?
Where is he?
That is the very reason I summoned you. He's gone.
What? What happened?
It all began after the events at Mount Golg. With Lord Vorthry out of the way, we all agreed that a new leader must be chosen.
They're gonna try and select him.
And so you held an election?
Yes, well, sort of. Not a single person volunteered to stand, you see. After a lifetime of leisure, we free citizens have grown somewhat indolent. Readapting to the harsh realities of life is trying enough, but to take charge of a broken city as well, no one wanted such responsibility.
Makes sense.
Nevertheless, Yulmore could not well do without a leader, and so we decided that anyone and everyone should be considered a candidate. And after we cast our ballots and tallied the votes, the mayorship fell upon my dear husband.
Ah, yes.
Well, given the manner in which he orchestrated the construction of the giant Talos, none could deny his leadership qualities.
But even before then, he had proven himself at Daedalus Stoneworks, don't forget. He is more than qualified for the role. The perfect choice.
She might be a little biased, though.
Indeed. I told him as much when his victory was first announced.
Right, because he needs his ego stroked like crazy, or else he becomes,
But perhaps I was too
not too
forceful
good.
in my attempt to encourage him. For shortly after that, he vanished without a word.
You believe he was so daunted by the burden of leadership that he felt compelled to flee?
Maybe. I wouldn't deny his character would do that.
Please, Lady Chai, dry your eyes. Your husband does not strike me as the sort of man who would abandon his duty. much less his beloved wife.
But yeah, I
There
think
has
at
to
the
be
end
some
of the
other reason
day,
for his absence.
he would come back and do it.
You truly think so?
There's probably more to this that meets the eye.
What about you? What do you think has become of my husband?
I mean, we did get word that he was in Amarang at, I mean, he would definitely consider it, but I don't think he would actually do it without a good reason.
And there you have it, Lady Chai. You needn't worry. Master Chai loves you more than all the world, and he will return. Wherever he may have gone, rest assured we will find him.
Thank you, my dear boy. You have set my mind at ease. I will trust in my husband and await his return.
Also, you should probably get inside. It's a bit wet out here. I wonder what actually happened. You know, Yulmore's nothing like I thought it'd be, but somehow I can't picture going anywhere else. The Chais are part of it, I suppose. They've been good to me. I only wish there was something more I could do to help them. A notable absence. For all his comforting words, Alphinaud is plainly troubled by Master Chai's sudden disappearance. It makes no sense for Master Chai to leave without a word, but even if he had, he would not have done so unobserved. Someone here will have seen something, I am sure of it. We should split up and inquire as to whether anyone saw him leave, or failing that, if they have any idea where he might have gone. I will meet you at the Glory Gate to compare notes later on. Well, time for a standard investigation. Standard FF14 investigation. Gotta question the locals and all that. Master Chai, it's Rowena. But in the first she's called Malwyn. Hold on. Oh, come on, where's a better picture than that? Yep, that's her. She just doesn't have the red eyeliner. Anyway. Master Chai? Why yes, I spoke with him recently. Though, I recall he was in a rather dour mood. Concerned about Yulmore's neglect of industry, you see. With Lord of Authry's apparently inexhaustible stores of meal, and no great need for money, it's little wonder our businesses were all but forgotten under his rule. But I assured Master Chai that the Boutique of Splendor, it's the Boutique of Splendors, will do all it can to contribute to the revival of trade here in Yulmore, which seemed to satisfy him. He took his leave soon after. The exchange with Malwyn has taught you about the stagnant state of business in Yulmore. Let's see, where's the rest of the people? Gotta go down. Okay, and that makes sense as to why we unlock Kaishir's custom deliveries, because that will make it so that we have the House of Splendors unlocked in Yulmore, and we can do collectible stuff here. I mean, we met Geralt's version. the first version of Geralt earlier. Or toward the end of MSQ. Or 5.0. Looking for Master Chai, are you? Is something amiss? When last I saw him, he seemed ready to collapse from exhaustion. I insisted he rest and catch his breath, and we talked for a while, after his concerns over the city's defenses, amongst other things. He made more than a few valid points. Many of our men are still recovering after your confrontation with Lord Valthree, and finding General Ranjit in a heap in the middle of the plaza shook us all to the core. That's right, he, like... How did that happen again? He just, like, teleported there? Anyway. The man commanded no small amount of loyalty, and some of our longest-serving soldiers seemed lost without him. Indeed, a number of them left. No, not that we blame you, of course. Without you and yours, we would still be blind to the errors of our ways. I think I see what happened. He probably got kidnapped by the people that weren't too happy about Valthree being deposed. Anyway, funding permitting, I propose replenishing our ranks with volunteers from the derelicts and Gate Town. We have a duty to protect not only Yulmore, you see, but the surrounding regions of Calusia as well, and I, for one, would welcome any man or woman willing to take up arms for that cause. Indeed, I told him as much, and he seemed relieved to hear it. It was on that note that we parted ways. He headed outside, as I recall, to exchange with Cornany has taught you about the perilous state of Yulmore's defenses. Let's see, where's the last guy? Over here? Oh, that's not a door. Well, it is a door, but it's not the way I thought. Huh? What? Is he just gonna hang there for all eternity? No, I won't just eat them already. Sure, they're useless, but useless. What with not being able to lay eggs and all. But we're friends now. Who are these people? Of course we're still here. Can't leave while there are people in need. That's... Honestly, I don't remember who these people are. Am I supposed to know who they are? Aye. I recall a man fitting the description. Asked to speak with the poor buggers lately come from Bright. Said he wanted to know the state of things down in the derelicts. And you can be sure we gave him an earful. Lack of food, medicine, clothing. There was plenty to tell. We hunt high and low for whatever we can scavenge, and it's barely enough to fill our bellies. But folk here don't just want to survive, they want to thrive. When he heard that, he started mumbling to himself. Something about finding us work, I think. Fair play to him, though. Not content with having his ear chewed out about the derelicts, he asked about the other settlements as well, and all. After that, I can't really say. Looked like he was headed for Gate Town when I last saw him. Your exchange with Hathenbet has taught you the poor living conditions of Calusia's downtrodden. Interesting. So he probably did leave. But it seems like there's a lot more to this than might be obvious. Or than it might seem at first. Any luck? I got nowhere myself, but it sounds like Alphanode might have. Ah, there you are. How did you fare? Have you learned anything which might offer a clue as to Master Chai's whereabouts? Interesting. He apparently paid a visit to the Queen Bee as well. Doesn't everyone? They discussed the possibility of granting admission to customers from outside Yulmore, an idea to which the proprietor was surprisingly receptive. Yeah, that doesn't seem like... I mean, obviously you're gonna want business, but isn't there a huge class divide with these people? I doubt that he would want the low class to engage in his establishment. Sounds like he's got big plans for the place. Yulmore, I mean, not the bee. No, I think he's got big plans for that there too. Perhaps, but the question remains, where did he go after leaving the city? For the people. With furrowed brow, Alpha Node carefully considers where best to look next. All we know for certain is that Master Chai has shown great concern not only for Yulmore, but its surrounding settlements. It seems logical, then, that having consulted those within the city walls, he would wish to do the same to those without. Berlian, if you would go and make inquiries and write, I shall do likewise. In Stillade, Gatetown I leave to you, Kaishir. Yeah, because Kaishir is, the Gatetown's the place to raid outside, right? That would be the best for Kaishir. And then Alpha Node being in, I forget where he said, that's where he spent a lot of time. And then we spent a bit of time in Wright. Fair enough. Where should we meet after we've finished? Well, Top Rung would seem to me to be this next most likely destination. Let us reconvene there. With any luck, one of us will have stumbled upon him by then. But if not, we will be well situated to continue our search. Let's see, let's head on over to Wright then. And then I think it's about time for a break. Once I finish this teleport, I'll give my normal spiel about taking a break. And I'll set up... Sure, let's make that the background. Set up the camera. Alright then. Time to take a break. It's been a bit over an hour. Time to get up, stretch your legs, go to the bathroom, refill your drink, do whatever you need to, and I'll be right back. Alright. Let's get back to it. I was thinking about during the break that I feel like I've gotten better at just talking. This week, one of my goals was to, while I'm in the car, just to practice speaking more clearly. And speaking at a more consistent and better level. And I feel like I'm doing that. I'll need to listen back to the stream later. Because I said last week I have plans for main channel content. And I still plan on doing that. I've actually got 2 videos edited. But I wanted to do some checking. I wanted to do some more testing with it. Just see like what settings to use for exporting. And to see what if I should use jump cuts or transitions, and just to see, because I haven't edited a video since, like, when would that be? At least 10 years. Right? Yeah, like 10 years. It's been since I've edited a video. Jeez. I didn't realize it was that long. Anyway, it wasn't actually, I don't know if they made the software better or if what I'm doing is just really easy, but it didn't take me very long to edit down one of the streams into 2 videos. Thing is, there's not that much editing that needs to be done. So I think the idea I have for the main channel content will be fine. Anyway, let's talk to Haste a lot. No, the name doesn't ring any bells. But there was a rather dapper-looking Mystil gentleman here not long ago. He wanted to talk about relations between Wright and Yulmore, or rather, the lack of them. We lost a great many people to their promises of meal, and the chance of a lavish life among the free. And Vothry thought to take even more from us, conscripting the few able-bodied men we had left to guard his paradise. I needed to tell you what happened when the Senators came. Such things are hard to forgive. But Vothry's gone now, and we're curious to see what will become of Yulmore in his absence. That's what I told your friend, Chai knows, was it? And I'm sure the others said the same. Not what he wanted to hear, I suppose, but he left soon after, and that was that. Interesting. Let's head on to the top and meet up with Alphanode and Kaishir. I still plan on doing the main channel content. Right now, the 2 videos, I'm actually a little annoyed because my mic settings for the last stream were really just too quiet. And then the game overpowers, like, the entire video. But I think I might still post. And also, I really don't like streaming at 720 with 3K bitrate. It makes... the quality just is... Actually, hold on. I changed... No, I think the VOD is still 3K. Even though I'm doing a local recording. Let's see, what does it say it is? I can't tell. Let's see... Media information? No, codec information. Thought it would say the bitrate. I thought it would say the bitrate in... What's this program? VLC, but I don't see it here. Anyway. I know at least the stream is in 3K. Let's see what Alphanode and Kaishir have dug up. Turns out Master Chai was over in Gatetown, too. He spoke to a few of the residents, apparently. They told me they'd never seen a posh bloke look so miserable. So he paid a visit to both Wright and Gatetown as well, did he? I see. Kaishir and I gleamed much the same. He seems determined to salvage what goodwill might yet remain among the settlements of Calusia, the only likely place he has left to go being Amity. Come, If we are quick, we may yet catch up with him. This is Amity, right? I mean, yeah, that's Amity. The text is hidden behind all of the side quest icons. My goal is to be able to publish 2 videos per week, like on Tuesdays and Thursdays. But I will need to see just how much content I get from streams. It really depends on just how much I can get. I think I can get at least 2 videos. At least 2 videos worth of content each week. But let's see, it looks like we caught up with him. Hey man, your wife's worried sick. Brilliant, Alpha Node, Kaishir, whoops. We might ask you the same, Master Chai. We've been looking all over for you. Looking for me? Whatever for? Lady Chai has been nigh inconsolable in your absence. She claims you disappeared without so much as a word, and bade us return you to her side. What in blazes are you talking about? I left a letter in her chambers, for her in our chambers. Though I suppose she could have overlooked it. And when she gets an idea in her head, I can only apologize. No harm done, Master Chai. But since we are here, might I ask what compelled you to come all this way? We were told that you have been elected mayor, and from what we have gathered from nearby villages, you have been inquiring about the people's grievances. Is it safe to assume you mean to take office? Now, let's not jump to conclusions. I did seek to learn about the problems faced by the people of Colossia. That much is true, but I am by no means sure I am the man to solve them. Tackling our many challenges will require resources, and until I have secured them, it would not be right to assume the role of mayor. Wouldn't he be able to use the role as mayor to secure those resources, though? I see, and you believe said resources can be found here? Indeed, the people's grievances are many, but in the course of many inquiries, I have already met with several individuals willing to lend their aid in addressing them. However, there remains one individual crucial to my plans, a man whose counsel might yet make a mayor of me. With respect, such forethought is, in itself, proof of your suitability. The city needs you, Master Chai, and I am certain this man of whom you speak, whoever he may be, will reach the same conclusion. For what little it is worth, we will vouch for you should he require convincing. Is the person going to be the person that the artist that they threw out, or is that Kaishir? Or is it going to be Alpha Node? Whatever you need, you can count on us. We believe you in you, Master Chai. I don't know what to say. You don't need to say anything. You've got your actions to speak for you. For as long as I can remember, all I ever wanted to do was to make it into Yulmore. But the dream's gone now. Bursts like a bubble. Or a boil, more like. Anyway, outside of repaying Master Alphanode, I haven't had a clue what to do with myself. Spent most of my days in a daze, but you've been running up and down, trying to find a way to fix this mess for everyone. And I reckon you can do it. You got this lot up Mount Gulg, didn't you? How hard could mayoring be? You're going to steer Yulmore to a better future, I know it. And I want to help. Properly help. Do something that makes a difference. I don't know what it is yet, but I'll work it out on the way. If you let me come with you, that is. You've given me entirely too much credit, the lot of you, but I can't deny it gives me heart. Come, then, let us press on together. Thank you, Master Chai. But we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. Yulmore needs more than a man with good intentions, which is why I am here, to find one with the experience needed to see the city thrive. Who is this man, exactly? And are you certain he is here in Amity? Brendan is his name, and yes, he is, or was. I had scarcely begun to explain myself when he decided this time was better spent elsewhere. He served as chief advisor to Vothry's father when he was in office. If Ranjit was the mayor's right hand, one might say Rendon was his left, and between them they kept Yulmore on the road to prosperity. The city needs more than a mere man of business, which is why I must find him. But even if you do, what makes you think he will listen? Before giving chase, might it not be wise to speak with those who know him here in Amity? They may be able to shed some light on his reason for rejecting your overtures out of hand. Yes, I suppose that makes sense. Perhaps we should start with Tristal then. As I recall, you made a rather favorable impression on him. I am certain he will be willing to talk to us. Okay, let's talk to Tristal. A backflip is a forward dash if you use it right. I reckon Yulmore could learn a thing or two from Amity about standing on its own 2 feet. Then again, so could I. According to Master Chai, this Rendon fellow occupied a position of considerable influence in the Yulmoran leadership. Which begs the question, why did he choose to leave? I realize it was me who suggested speaking to Tristal, but who's to say he will be any more receptive than Rendon? Why should any of them give me the time of day? Bah, that's no way to think. Ignore me. Greetings, friend. And to you too, Master Chai. I presume you are here to ask about Rendon. I couldn't help overhearing your earlier exchange. Yes, well, with Vothry gone, Yulmore wants for leadership. Should no one rise to the challenge, the city could very well collapse. I came here seeking Rendon's counsel, in hope that we could build a better Yulmore together. And that is still my wish. But given how abominably you were mistreated there, I will quite understand if you choose not to help. Worry not, Master Chai. I bear no grudge against you or the people of Yulmore, and I would not see you suffer for Vothry's villainy. As you no doubt gathered from your meeting earlier, Rendon can be rather uncompromising. He has his principles, you see, and a little patience for anyone he deems less committed to their own. Your desire to right the wrongs of your past, of Yulmore's past, is quite admirable, but I fear the guilt you bear on the city's behalf works against you. Interesting. I can see it in your eyes, in the way you carry yourself. It goes without saying he sees it as well. You must let those feelings go, Master Chai. Be more assertive, commit to this course, and prove to him Yulmore has the resolve to change. Resolve to change. I believe he was heading towards Pit 8 when he left. If you plan to go and speak with him, I suggest you be firm and clear in your intentions. Very well, to Pit 8 we shall go, and I will not take no for an answer. Nay, not ever a maybe. Not even a maybe. Where the heck is Pit 8? Well, apparently it's Pit 8. So he didn't like that. He felt like China's was not committed to the cause.
Well, well, it's you again.
Like his pink
I see
hair.
you've invited your friends. Need them to fight your battles for you, do you?
Ooh.
I didn't invite them, as it happens, though they are indeed my friends. Well, not only mine, but every true Yulmoran's. They are the ones who awakened us to the truth, to Lord Vorthri's villainy, the famous warriors of darkness.
Are they now?
Yes, they are. It would be no exaggeration to call them our saviors. We owe much and more to their kindness, but we cannot depend on that kindness forever. To do so would be a little different from entrusting our affairs to Lord Vorthri. Nay, we must learn to stand on our own 2 feet. And I would have them present to witness my attempt.
Hear, hear, Master Chai.
Your sentiments are admirable. Yet admirable sentiments do not a nation make. In my capacity as advisor, I once strove to build a better Yulmore. Gave honest counsel to my superiors, drafted laws for the benefit of one and all. But in time, my values fell out of favor. There was no need for them in this paradise Vorthri was creating. And so I left my homeland behind.
That's what I thought would have happened.
But you, Chai News, you were content to wallow in indolence under Vorthri's auspices. And so I cannot help but ask myself what manner of nation you intend to build.
I can offer no simple answer to that question. But this much I will say. It is my hope that Yulmore can become a nation which her citizens might freely choose to build together. A great many people, myself included, flocked to Yulmore seeking sanctuary. The alternative being to live in fear and die in pain. It seemed an easy choice. And sanctuary we found. As much food and drink as we could ever want. Secured at the cost of the surrounding villages. Little wonder the people gathered at our doorstep, begging to work among the bonded. The free were blind to it all, of course. Content to, as you say, wallow in indolence. In ignorance. Were I mayor, I would first take stock of the city's resources and see that they were assigned equitably. Our days of reckless consumption are behind us. The distinction between free and bonded died with Vorthri. The needs of rich and poor alike must be considered if our nation is to survive. To which end I would take steps to secure channels for supplies, rekindle relations with nearby settlements, who re-establish industry, reach out to neighboring nations, and the list goes on and on.
He's really thought about this.
But I am no ruler, nor even a politician. I am an entrepreneur. My expertise lie in planning and profit. I haven't the knowledge or experience to run a nation. Please, Rendon, will you not help me? Together, we could solve the city's problems. Build a Yulmore for the people.
A Yulmore for the people. I rather like the sound of that. But before I offer you my counsel, I would be certain of your ability to perform the duties of office.
You would?
You ask me to help you solve Yulmore's problems, but first I would see you solve one on your own. Accomplish that, and you will prove both to me and the people that you are a man worth following.
Well, that's his first task. But I'd say that's a pretty good turnout. People cannot be brought together on the strength of high ideals alone. This I know from painful experience. I'll bet he does. Rendon was right to demand proof of Master Chai's commitment. Imagine it, a Yulmore that even a bloke like me could help to build. It remains to be seen if his words will translate into deeds, but I shall endeavor to keep an open mind. Right then, is there a particular issue you would have me resolve? You seem to have conducted an assessment of the problems Yulmore now faces. I assume you will agree, therefore, that the matter of dwindling food stores is the most pressing. Yeah. Yes. Meal being neither a desirable nor less sustainable option, I assume alternative food stores are now required to fill the void. And a man who hungers is not likely to contribute much to society, save violence, perhaps. So tell me, how do you propose to solve this problem? Give me a satisfactory answer, and I will consider offering you my counsel. I think he's already considered this. A combination of measures would seem to be in order. One to address the immediate issue of supply, and another, that of production. Go on. For the present, Yulmore's coffers can be used to purchase food from our neighbors. This would afford us time to address the underlying problem that affects us all, the long-standing neglect of agriculture. The villages that once served as sources of trade for foodstuffs must be repopulated. This means their means of production restored. This assumes, of course, that we rekindle relationships with our neighbors, guarantee security and stability in the region, and most importantly, find people willing to leave the city and take up the rebuilding effort. My. Think of that all by yourself, did you? Well, yes. It begins as a rather abstract plan I drafted some time ago, after speaking with the peoples of Yulmore and the nearby settlements. You've impressed me, Chai knows. I have? Well, that is a relief. Oh, you haven't secured my support just yet. Only my attention. Grand plans will not be enough to persuade the masses. If you would ask them to rebuild, you must provide them the means to do so. A fair point, Rendon, and one to which I have given much thought. I propose to use the use of Talos to aid in the establishment and maintenance of these settlements. Their employment should dramatically improve efficiency and ultimately increase production. Talos? But Daedalus Stoneworks closed... Nice, he doesn't know. But Daedalus Stoneworks closed their doors years ago without a ready supply of necessary equipment. The people would starve before your plans could be put into effect. Well, as the heir to Daedalus Stoneworks, it just so happens that Talos are my field of expertise. And with a little help, I am quite certain we can acquire what we need in no time at all. He's just looking at me. I don't like the way he's looking at me. Like I'm gonna have to do a bunch of work. But yeah, that seemed like the task that he was working towards in the first place. One of the reasons that he left. Do you see it? There is a fire in Master Chai's eyes that was not there when we first we met. A fire we had best keep kindled if we wish to see Yulmore change for the better. That Rendon geezer doesn't seem so bad. What was Master Chai worried about? He's not to give himself a bit more credit. You had a hand in constructing that giant Talos to the north, didn't you not? When the Yulmoran volunteers began arriving, I hid myself away. Okay, that's why we didn't see him. Lest I be recognized, thus depriving myself of what I reliably informed was a once-in-a-lifetime spectacle. Finding good help. China's look of steely determination is only slightly undermined by the knocking of his knees. Okay. Rendon is quite right. Building Talos from scratch would require time we simply do not have. Which is why I propose to make use of the long-abandoned Talos which wander the wilds of Calusia. That's right, we've seen them wandering around here. They will need to be deactivated, of course, and if memory serves, the tools required to do so should still be at top rung. Come with me. Oh, it's a good idea. Might as well, I mean, we should take advantage of the resources we have around us. As he just said, we can't just rebuild the Talos from scratch. That would take a lot of work, but we see a bunch of those. Why can't we try and repurpose them? Use them to our advantage. You know, there are so many people that I've seen that just complain about a story because it, quote, has too much talking. And I will never understand that. That's not true. There are cases where it's just a bunch of sitting around talking and not anything interesting. But if you actually listen, it's usually pretty interesting. It is one thing to prepare an immobile Talos, as Urianger did, but quite another to catch one, surely. Does this not sound a trifle dangerous? I mean, Elfnode, are you the one that's going to be doing it, or am I the one that's going to be doing it? How do you catch a Talos, then? Dig a hole and lure it in? So he is an authority on Talos, is he? What other surprises could he be hiding, I wonder? Ha! The old memory hasn't let me down. This chest contains canisters filled with a dashingly potent insulating powder, capable of halting the flow of ether in a Talos. We need only get within throwing distance of one and let it fly, thus disabling them without damaging them. Ingenious. An old trick of the trade, nothing more. Once disabled, it should be a simple enough matter to get them to march to Yulmore. More extensive repairs can wait. Ordinarily, this is where I would ask you to run along and do the deed, but as I have said before, it is high time we learned to stand on our own two feet. Thankfully, throwing canisters is something even I should be able to manage. Come off it, Master Chai. Even if the Talos ain't a threat, there's 101 other things out there waiting to make a meal of you. Having Kaishir help Wang out wouldn't be a problem, because he's Yulmoran, right? Or, well, he's not Yulmoran, he left Yulmore, or rather, was kicked out of Yulmore. Man, this is weird to use that there. That's as may be, Kaishir. But Rendon tasked me with solving this problem, and I will not sit idly by while others risk everything to see my Harbreeden schemes realized. Not this time. Which isn't to say that the mere thought of it doesn't fill me with dread. Truth be told, I can't feel my legs. But if I'm to prove I'm a man worth following, I must lead by example. Well said, Master Chai. Yeah, sure, whatever. Yes, well, it should go without saying, I have no intention of dying for this. I've always preferred living to see the fruits of my labors. And to make sure I do, I will require your help. It is as Kaishir says, these lands are dangerous if one is not careful. I would ask that you use my spyglass to look out for any beasts that could be in the way of my work. I will also need you to alert me when it is safe to subdue the Talos. Understood? Stoke nod. Good. Then let's be off to the quick way through the north gate and see if we can't find a suitable vantage point for you. Stayed up too late last night. Oh, right here. Keep a lookout for dangers and alert Chai knows when it is safe to incapacitate a Talos. You may move the spyglass as well as zoom in and out. Point the spyglass at Chai knows and give him the signal to sneak near the Talos with left click. Okay. Well, it's when he turns his back, I assume. Oh, I should have tried failing. I did it? I did it! Let's move on to another Talos, shall we? Oops. Oops. Okay, he's just gonna run back. Failed. I've never seen a message that short, have I? Oh well, let's try again. Nice and easy. Skip the cutscene this time. So I need to make sure that none of them are facing him. Okay, they're turned away. Oh, that was probably a chance. Oh, okay. They give you a really big opportunity window to click on him. Is it gonna be the same cutscene? I do believe I'm getting the hang of this. You may leave the next one to me, Brilliant. Are you sure about that? Probably do a Hail Mary throw from here. Haha, that should do it. Now we have all we need to proceed. I was gonna say, I bet he has 3 Talos walking behind him. Blimey. I thought my heart was going to stop for a moment there. Make that a couple moments. Our friend returned with nary a scratch. Well done. It would seem I misjudged, Master Chai. There may be yet hope for Yulmore. I can scarcely believe it. It was reckless. It was a reckless, foolish plan, but somehow it worked. I did it. Master Chai, I believe I owe you an apology. Your plan to replenish Yulmore's food stores showed forethought and sound judgment. What's more, it is plain your time at Daedalus Stoneworks has equipped you to lead, as evidenced by your extraordinary company you keep. You, sir, are more than qualified to be the next mayor of Yulmore. I thank you for your vote of confidence, but the fact remains I am wholly ignorant to the world of politics. Which is why I would ask you to join me and grant Yulmore the benefit of your counsel. I would be honored. When the people behold these talos, I have no doubt they will lend you their support. It would seem Yulmore's leadership is at last in capable hands. Would you not agree? We should probably be getting back soon, Master Chai. After you're tinkered with the talos and all that, Lady Chai is worried sick. This is going to be pretty funny when we walk up with 3 talos and everybody is terrified.
Right. Right then. Form a line and make for Yulmore.
Okay, is it going to be an instance fight? Because it's playing battle music. Or is it just supposed to be like an epic moment?
What's that noise? Wicked White! Runaway Talos! Call the guard! Stay back! All of you!
This is a normal response.
Is that?
Oh, no. I have to listen to her some more. She is a bit annoying.
You're back.
But of course I'm back. You didn't see.
I can't.
This is some Hildebrand humor here.
Oh, oh dear.
People are getting mad because they have to do Hildebrand for Hildebrand relics. Like, this is the kind of humor you get in that. It's funny.
Oh, thank you.
I'm sorry, my darling. It's just the sight of you filled me with such joy, I couldn't help myself.
I mean, in a way it is cute, but it's also kind of annoying.
Oh, no, it's all right, dear. I should have just come out and said what it was I was intending, instead of entrusting the task to a hastily scribbled letter.
Does that mean you'll do it?
Well, I'm here, aren't I? I mean, not that my absence signified any unwillingness, you understand? Oh, no, naught could be further from the truth. I only left to enlist the aid of the former mayor's senior advisor. And now that I have it, I believe I am ready to take office.
Cool. I think this might be near the end of 5.1. Then I'll need to check on, oh no. This is funny. Oh no, it's just gonna do it again. It's terrified. Poor China's. Thank you again for finding my husband. I confess, I was not expecting your return to be quite so grand. That dear, sweet man, he is going to make a most wonderful mayor. I just know it. I dare say the future of Yulmore has never looked brighter. Sorry, I wasn't much help. Still, seeing Master Chai go after those Talos was something, eh? Inspiring stuff. I'm fine. I'm fine. I just need a moment. That was quite a reception. One Master Chai will struggle to forget. More seriously, the arrival of the Talos has seized the public's attention. Once word has spread around Yulmore, it will be that much simpler to gather one and all so that Master Chai can make his inaugural address. I think we're almost done with 5.1. Let me actually look. Where is it? This is Shadowbringers. Yeah, that's... I don't need that anymore. Okay, yeah, we've got 2 more quests. Moving forward. Despite the butterflies in his stomach, China's is prepared to address the masses. No need to fret, Brillian. I've never felt better. It not at all overawed by the prospect of addressing the assembled masses of Yulmore. As for where to do it, if we're to accommodate everyone who might feasibly wish to attend, I suppose the only place large enough would be the Emergent. Then I will go and spread the word among the citizens, both free and bonded, that they are to assemble there to meet their new mayor. You there, Kaishir, was it? Would you go and inform the residents of Gate Town and the derelicts? Of course I will. Good lad. I will let the guards know not to bar the way to Vothri's chambers. It goes without saying, I expect the Warrior of Darkness to attend. Assuming she's available. Might as well see it through to the bitter end, eh? The doorman at the crowned lift will show you up. Oh, let's head on over to Yulmore. I didn't realize, I mean... I figured we would at least finish 5.1 this weekend. I just didn't quite realize we would finish it this stream. I'll need to decide exactly what more we'll be doing today and what we'll be doing tomorrow. I need to see what was unlocked with 5.2 or 5.1 because I want to do some more of the dwarven stuff. I don't know. I think that might have been added with 5.3 though. I'll need to check. For now, let's head on up and watch China's inauguration as mayor. This has been pretty good. I've enjoyed 5.1. And it's addressed two of the outstanding issues that was left with the main Shadowbringers stuff. Okay, absolute chatting. Show us to the top. Ah yes, Master Chai told us to expect you. The Emergent is already filling up with people of all persuasions, free and bonded, citizen and non-citizen. But for you, our guest of honor, we have reserved a place at the front. Right this way, miss.
Go on, dear.
She's got really blue eyes.
Thank you all for gathering here today. But before going any further, could I ask the free citizens of Yulmore to look around? Tis a sight none of us would ever have seen under Lord Ffxi's rule. Not only do we stand in the familiar presence of those we once called the Bonded, but today we welcome the peoples of the Derelicts and Gate Town too. Today we welcome the Warriors of Darkness, come to bear witness to Yulmore's new beginning. As you know, an election was recently held, at the end of which I had the honor of being chosen to succeed Lord Ffxi. You place great faith in me, and I promise to do my utmost to live up to your expectations, and I will seek always to carry out the duties of this office with integrity and fairness. Always, I say, but not forever. Let it be known that I do not intend to hold this post indefinitely. I consider myself but an acting mayor, who will serve only for the interim, while Yulmore is reshaped according to a new set of values. No longer can we think of ourselves as divided, as the free and the bonded, citizens and non-citizens. The systems put in place by Lord Ffxi must be undone. But even as we tear down the old, we must give thought to the new, to what manner of nation Yulmore should become. Whatever the answer may be, it cannot be decided by one man alone. And so I propose that an open forum be held, that we might all discuss how best to strive towards a better future. However, there can be no talk of the morrow unless we first address the issues of today. securing new sources of food, rebuilding relations with our neighbors, re-establishing industry. There is much and more that needs to be done. Too much for a mere man of business. And so I pledge instead to do everything in my power to ensure our city's security and stability while we all work together to see these problems solved. The road before us will not be easy, and I know full well how daunting the prospect of honest labor may seem to some of you. But we must accept the reality of our circumstances. We must move forward. This much we owe to ourselves and to the brave heroes who risked their lives to bring back the night. Once we have shored up our city's foundations and regained some semblance of normality, let us reconvene to speak of the future. Until then, I humbly ask that you lend me and each other your strength. For Yulmore!
Good speech. I gotta give the Xenos clap. That was great. The city of final pleasures, they used to call this place, back when the world was ending. But now I hope it will become the city of new endeavors. That's a good way of saying it. Wasn't he simply wonderful? Seeing him take charge of the room as he did. Oh, it reminds me why it fell for him in the first place. Now our work can begin in earnest. I very much look forward to seeing this Yulmore for the people. Seeing everyone come together like that, it was beautiful. That was a fine speech, Master Chai. I believe your words stirred every soul in attendance. Stirred them to action, I hope. If I have learned anything from all of this, it is that change begins with the individual. 'Tis but a matter of finding the strength to take the first step. Assuming my fellow Yulmorans can, it shall be my honor and privilege to help them walk this road we have chosen. But we must not forget the individuals who made all of these changes possible. You better not. Were it within my power, I would carve a tribute to your heroism into the very stone upon which the city stands. We gonna get a big statue? I hate to change the subject, darling, but now that we have officially taken office, have you given any thought to your mayoral seat? We will not be moving into the emergent, dearest. It is too big for one thing, and too far from the people for another. We will retain our current residence, and I will govern here in the parlor. Oh, I was hoping you'd say that. I must prefer the view from the parlor. Begging your pardon, Master Chai, but have you got time for a word? Who dis? Ah, okay. Yes, of course, sir. Haven't been... Aye, that's me. I liked your speech, but there's folk outside these walls as don't even have enough food to last till tomorrow, and more who are counting their crumbs. If you're planning to change that, I want to help set things in motion. Oh, that's great. Then we have much to discuss. No sooner do I take office than my work begins in earnest. Well, I suppose I brought it upon myself. Thank you again for your help, Brillian. I hope to see you again before long. What a day. I don't know what it means exactly, but I do know I've got plenty to think about. I sense we all have a great deal to consider. I had resolved to remain here until such time as Yulmore's future was secured, but it is clear to me now that the city is in capable hands. I have every confidence they will find their way, and I believe it is time we went on ours. So, Alphinode's leaving too, is he? Seems like everyone's moving on. Everything's changing. I've been thinking about what I should do in all this. Like I told you, I spent most of my life dreaming about living here. With my friends, in paradise. That paradise is gone, but something better is taking its place, and I reckon I want to be a part of it. This Yulmore for the people Master Chai has been going on about ain't gonna build itself, after all. Not that I'm much of a builder. Me and my friends will find a way to make a difference, though. Help keep things changing for the better. A far nobler dream than the one to which you clung before, and one I'm happy to say we share. Whatever path you choose, I will pray for your success. Well, when you put it like that, there's no going back now, is there? We've got a few ideas on how to do our bit. Just a matter of taking the first step. Okay, then that starts his custom delivery quest line. But I believe we have one more quest. Yeah, that was moving forward. And so we do one more and then we'll get the achievement. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then I might end up finishing up, ending the stream there. I'll need to see how long this is and see how much time it takes. But for now, let's talk to Alphanode and do this final quest for 5.1. Vows of Virtue, Deeds of Cruelty. Alphanode wears a satisfied smile, seemingly content with the state of Yulmore. Truly, to see Kaishir thus inspired by our actions is inspiring in itself. Yet, however much I may wish to stay and see what comes of his efforts here in Yulmore, we have matters of our own to attend to. Come, we should return to the Crystal Tower. Mayhap Beklug's studies have borne fruit in our absence. Well, let's head back to the Crystarium. I don't think this will take long, but it should be a little bit more reading, and there's probably going to be another voiced cutscene. Let's talk to the gatekeeper and meet up with everyone. Welcome back. We are given to understand a new mayor has taken office in Yulmore. Indeed, our good friend Master Chai was elected by popular vote and, after some considerable soul-searching, chose to accept the post. It is a shame you weren't able to attend his inaugural speech, though I have no doubt you will see more of him in the future. But tell me, how fared you in preparing the White Auracite? Our work did not proceed quite as expected. In your absence, we had a frank discussion on the principles of soul transference and concluded at length that white auracite was ill-suited for our purposes. Well, crud. But Urianger, did you not say that, compared to the massy soul of an Ascian, the stone could house one of ours with ease? That I did, and armed as we are with Beklug's invaluable insight, 'twould indeed prove a trifling matter, were we to disregard the inviolable link twixt mind and soul. A link which would, we did not belatedly realize, be weakened most perilously in the process of rendering our souls dormant, as our sight doth require. Thus the shedding of these fleshy simulacra and surfeit of ether was compriseth them, would in all likelihood deprive us of our psyches as well. Again, crud. It would theoretically be possible to channel your minds into the Ursite instead, but we would more likely, sacrifice your souls in the process. Again, that's not ideal. Which is why we have abandoned that plan and instead devoted our time to finding a new means by which mind and soul might be transported together. We are no closer to a solution than we were when we first began. It is a vexing conundrum indeed, but one of which the Crystal Exarch has posted a most intriguing solution. When our discussions turned to the transference of memories and the psyche, I could not help but be reminded of the technique with which I have personal experience. Brilliant. Do you recall what we learned of my eyes from our encounter with Doga and Une? As if he would remember this after however many 100 years. I speak of the royal eye of the Allegan imperial line, gifted to my forebears through the blood and memories of the ancient Allegans. It is by this gift that I am able to control the Crystal Tower. If we were to gain an understanding of the technology by which the Allegans were able to accomplish this transference, perhaps then we can keep mind and soul together and get some really interesting lore. Imagine, if you will, a device like unto a soul crystal, replete not only with our worldly memories, but also the bountiful energies of the soul. That is our current avenue of investigation, and we will follow it wheresoever it leads. While we are thus engaged, I think it is best that Berlin return to the source and inform Kryl and the others of our findings. Agreed. I imagine Tataru will be relieved to hear we've made a progress of a sort. Then I would beg a leave to relay our findings unto Thancred and Reen, and to assist where I may in the investigation of the empty. Yes, please do. Should we have need of your counsel, we will not hesitate to summon you. Give our regards to Tataru, won't you? Oh, let's head over to the source and teleport to Mordona. Hey, Tataru. Made some progress. Brilliant, you're back! How did everything go in the first? Wait, don't tell me. Kryl will be here shortly, and she'll want here too. She's just tending to the others. Their bodies, I mean. So I don't think I'll ever get used to saying that. Anyway, you can tell us everything the moment she gets here. Upon speaking, oh no. We're gonna have one of these. Okay, in that case I'm gonna take a quick break. Okay, in that case, I'm gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna have a post-ARR moment. Maybe. We're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna watch the series of cutscenes that will finish off 5.1. Anyway, time to get up, stretch your legs, get a drink, the normal spiel, and I'll be right back. Alright. Time to watch a movie. So get your popcorn. Hope you got your popcorn ready. It's time for us to finish up 5.1. Usually if they put that warning, it's going to be like 20 minutes. Really in your bag. Cry will be here in a sec. Wait for Kryle's return. Yes.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
I still really like her
carried out the
voice.
treatment as per Master Matoya's instructions. It should slow the destabilization of their corporeal ether quite significantly.
I think I said that in Heaven's Word, but I obviously
Tell me,
wasn't streaming
how
then.
fare our friends in the first?
So this Becklug's the first to lead an authority on soulcraft, are they? Sounds promising.
And Urianger's proffered solution of white auracite is rather ingenious now that I think of it.
Her voice actress is just a little too close to the mic, though.
Well, while they press on with their preparations,
At least for
you may
that one.
rest assured we will continue to do our part here.
I act like I know what I'm talking about with voice acting. As you can clearly tell, I'm a novice.
You're back.
Ooh. Estinian! It's the Azure Dragoon.
And none the worse for wear, I see.
Where's Alphino? He going crazy now.
Estinian! Oh, thank the gods! We've been worried sick. Did you lose your link pearl or something?
Oh no, I just turned it off.
The situation in Garlemald has become more complicated. I was making my escape from the capital when I ran into one of yours, Riol. He thought it best we come straight here.
More complicated how?
Where to begin? After entering the Empire via Razat Han, I went about my mission of investigating Black Rose. It was then, inside a provincial factory, that I encountered the one who styles himself Shadow Hunter, Gaius Baelsar. Our goals being apparently aligned, we joined forces and ventured on into the heart of the capital, to the very Imperial Palace itself. There, we found a man whom all assumed dead.
That's right, we saw this cutscene at the end of 5.0.
But his soul lives on, and he has wrested back his flesh.
Xenos.
Xenos Ye Galvus.
Yep.
Nor did the surprises end there. For no sooner had we arrived than he murdered his sire in cold blood. The Emperor is dead. This sent Gaius into a rage, and he charged in, blade drawn.
Oh, migraine time. And Kryl too. Kryl doesn't usually get the migraines, does she? No, this is a convenient storytelling piece. Being able to just show the player and work the cutscenes into lore like this. Also, guys, do you really think you can beat him? Come on. I could read now? I've seen him in action. His body, at least. You will not best him alone. Nay, death will not come easily to that thing. If you would join me, then by all means. or what good it will do. The Black Wolf and the Azure Dragoon. I suppose this might suffice. Man, Xenos is so cool. Come then. And Estinian too. We're gonna have to fight this guy. Then again, I said the same thing about Emmett. Simple pleasure of one's own flesh. Truly, there is no place like home. Abomination. Whatever he is, Brilliant was barely a match for him. If we stay here much longer. Emperor Varus, your radiance, are you alright? We may wear out our welcome. And that's how they get Xenos. That's how they think Xenos is the savior. Must even most middling of sport be spoiled? The world conspires to bore me. But I have no cause to remain. I leave these vermin to you. Xenos! You can teleport like an Ascian too? Well, any bright ideas? Just one. Ah! Why is she named? Your radiance! The intruders have taken flight. I repeat, the intruders have taken flight. Deploy all available Magitech armor. We cannot let them escape. Is that all? Oh, okay. I played Dragoon, I know how this works. Yeah, it's just the AoE combo. I think Gaius is using the same abilities he used in Praetorium. At least he's doing a ton of damage. Also, this is significantly louder than the sound effects previously. Getting animation locked. I actually have never had much of an issue with Dragoon animation lock. Then again, I've never actually done any hard content. Guys, I'm right here. Also, this is the Praetorium music, or however you say it, or the ARR battle music. Role playing, experiencing what it is to be someone else. I mean, don't we all wish to be more like Justinian? In some way. At least he's always sprinting. Well then, someone's been busy. Oh my. This is the messed up doctor, right? That's creepy. Also, that's the default here model with the white hair like that. And you would bar my way, would you? So be it. Come, Nidhogg, lend me your strength. Well then, isn't this the Ultima weapon? Just with the messed up human attached to it? Oh, I didn't actually read I forgot to actually read the caption they showed. Let's see. Okay, that's an OGCD. And that applies a dot. Okay. Yeah, this is Ultima Weapon. Arc Ultima. That's it. Okay, never mind. That's not. That's AoE. That's an OGCD. Oops, gonna animation lock myself. Yep, saw it just in time. Now loading data sample 12. Okay, he heals with every hit. That's useful. Clip my GCD there. Invulnerable, yay. Time to LB, right? Nidhogg, show them your fury.
Taste my lance!
Why did you destroy the whole place, Astidian? In his wake, he leaves a path of destruction. Garleans and their Machina. Now, where are you, Gaius? That was fun. We got to see Astinian. And play as him. But let's continue the voice part of the cutscene, please. I don't think Kryl usually gets these flashes.
Are you alright?
Does she? I thought hers manifested as talking with animals. Or something like that. Or her echo.
Peer into my past, did you?
Sorry, it's not intentional. I don't do it on purpose, man.
Well, I didn't quite relive the experience as you did, but I bore witness to it all.
I'm still not sure what I think of this gift of yours. But no matter.
Yeah, that's
Our
Astinian.
confrontation was cut short when the Imperial Guard arrived. It was then that Xenos took his leave, citing boredom.
That's very Xenos.
To think their research into the Echo could bear such fruit. Escaping death, jumping from one body to the next, and returning to his own after all this time. He is an Ascian in all but name.
Doesn't that make you think how Emmett, like, does so much?
It beggars belief, aye. But no more than a hero traversing the rift between worlds.
True.
My concerns are far more prosaic. With the Emperor dead and the Crown Prince missing, the Empire is in disarray. Until order is restored, assuming it even possible, we needn't fear an Imperial reprisal. And for reasons of his own, Xenos took it upon himself to rid the world of Black Rose.
That would be really boring.
Riol has already gone to apprise the Alliance leaders of these developments. We may leave the matter in their hands for now.
Then perhaps we have seen the last of the fighting at Gimlet. Though, if it comes to civil war, I cannot help but fear for the provinces. Ah, I'd nearly forgotten to ask. What became of Gaius? Did he not escape with you?
That he did, but we parted ways shortly after leaving Garlemald. He claimed another threat had arisen which demanded his attention.
What would that be?
He didn't elaborate,
Okay.
but the absence of some device or other in the capital gave him reason to believe they're planning something. Lest you worry, I believe he has well and truly shed the Black Wolf's pelt. Conquest is no longer his objective. We may safely leave him to his own devices.
Well, it's nice to have one less foe to worry about, even if we do have a mysterious new threat to look out for instead.
I didn't know you could turn off the speech bubbles with scroll lock.
Speaking of which, I'll see that Riol and our Shinobi are made aware. Though we still know next to nothing, it can't hurt to be vigilant.
Well then, with Black Rose nipped in the bud, I believe I've fulfilled my part of the bargain.
Justinian, please.
That's true, but with the Archons still slumbering away, we were hoping you might agree to stay with us for a little bit longer.
Sorry, but I'm not inclined to extend my contract. Gaius isn't the only one with business to attend to.
Thank you for your help then, Estinian. I see why Alphino admires you so.
Farewell, my friend. See that you don't make a habit of dozing off in battle.
Yeah. I mean, I can't help the migraines, but...
I suppose we should all be getting on then. As ever, we will see to the Archon's needs. In the meantime, why not get some rest? You've more than earned it. Go on.
Nothing like a bit of Vestinian. Wrap up MSQ. You must be shattered after all that hopping back and forth between worlds. Why not stay here and rest for a while? I'm sure Becklug can manage without you. They've got enough scions to help them, if you ask me. Okay, that was the end of 5.1. I suspect we're gonna get another cutscene, yep. Meanwhile, in Garlemald... Traitors! You could dare deny Lord Nerva the throne. Nerva the throne? Ah! You know, just another civil war. Onward! Before this day is done, victory shall be ours. Yep, Xeno's just sitting there. Boring, boring, boring. Do you think I find it amusing, like dogs herding cattle to the slaughterhouse? It's gonna be Elidibus. No? That's you. Your soul is... Who are you? This looks like an Ascian, and I suspect it's the 14th, or 13th. Before your majesty, I am but your another dog, lost... No, it can't be him. Okay, it can't be him. I don't know who this is then. Lost in want of a new master, a hunting dog if you should wish it so. For I know full well the prey you would seek next. Zodiarch. As usual, I have no idea what's going on. Meanwhile, in Yulmore in the first. Hopefully this is, hopefully it's a little better here. Did you hear? The mayor's reopening Daedalus Stoneworks, and they're looking for laborers. There's talk of resettling some of the old abandoned villages, too. They're even layering on free talos to help anyone willing to make the move. Free talos? Ha! We'd best get packing. Steady work, board, and lodging. If that's not a recipe for hope, I don't know what it is. I don't know what is. Hope. Isn't that Artbird? What? Yes, so long as I yet to live, I would see that feeble flame rekindled. What? 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 It is my destiny to see our dream fulfilled. What? Huh? What? Man, I love this game. Well then. That's all we're gonna do today. Hope everyone enjoyed 5.1. Whoops. Hope everyone enjoyed 5.1. I sure did. That was a great conclusion. We started addressing some of the outstanding problems that were left over from 5.0. Those being the people that were affected in the inn. I forget what the place is called. And the restoration and the new leader for Yulmore and how they're going to start proceeding. And we got more insight into into Xenos. Next time, I'll need to decide what we're going to be doing. I don't want to rush into 5.2. I'm going to see what other 5.1 content there is to do. And then I'll decide what we're going to be doing tomorrow. I'll be hopefully be streaming at the normal time tomorrow, 3 p.m. Pacific. I look forward to seeing you there. Until then, that's all for today. I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.